It's time to start kicking some things to the curb. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Melinda, plain and simple. Today is New Year's Eve and it is the second anniversary of my decluttering journey. 2 years ago, on December 31st, 2020, I decided to start decluttering, and I haven't stopped since. I had tried decluttering before, but it would always just fizzle out, didn't go very far. But for some reason, when I started that time, it worked. And I have been intentionally and continually decluttering ever since then. And one of the things that I did that time that was maybe different than before, in addition to the fact that I just wanted to declutter, and finally the desire to declutter met up with the, I don't know, whatever else it took to make it happen. But it was like I was just determined. That determination, I guess, the desire and the determination finally met up at the same time. And in addition to that, I had the time and the ability to do it, because I think sometimes in the past I had wanted to do it, and I was busy with other things and couldn't do it, or maybe for health reasons, or someone else needed me or something like that. So for some reason, everything just kind of all went together, and I didn't know if I could do it because, like I said, in the past it kind of always fizzled out. So there was that, little fear in me that maybe I would try again, but it wouldn't work. But this time it worked. And one of the things that I did, what I did for myself was I said, you know what? I'm going to start in January. I am going to declutter 50 things a day for the whole month of January. And I decided on December 31st, I'm not waiting until January 1st, because I was afraid if I waited till January 1st that something would happen and I wouldn't do it. And so I started on December 31st and decluttered 50 items from my home. And actually, I probably did more. I have it written down somewhere. I don't remember where. I don't usually count when I'm decluttering, but I was brand new at decluttering. I didn't know what I was doing. I had no idea anything about decluttering. I had seen the Marie Kondo thing, and I had tried that a year before, and that was a big disaster. So I knew that was not the way for me to go. But I thought some of these other little, like smaller things I had seen, those were not going to work for me, because I think I had, in the process of watching the Marie Kondo things, I saw something about that one where you do it like 1 on the first, 2 on the second, 3 on the third, and I figured that up, and I'm like, that's not going to get very much out of my house, and my house needs a lot gotten out. So my goal was at least 50 items per day for that whole month. Now, I had no concept of what decluttering really looked like or was. No practice, no experience, nothing. And so I naively thought that I'd be done fairly quickly. And when I saw, I decluttered for a month and it still wasn't like even touching the surface of it, I decided maybe after a year I would be finished. Now, I will tell you, in that month of January, that first year, I decluttered 2 times. On 2 days that month, I decluttered 50 items. All the rest of them, I decluttered way more. Like, I decluttered, I think one day was 75, but most of them were like 100, 150, 200, 250. And one day, I even decluttered over 300 items in that one day. So I don't know how many items I actually decluttered from my home during that first January, but it was a lot. And then and it was all through my house I was going. And then in February, I started working in my basement for a little while. So through the rest of the year, I was moving around different areas in my home. And then at some point, I saw something, a comment in another another person's like a live chat thing, and I saw a comment from someone else, and she was talking about how she was doing it, and I really identified with her. And I thought, for her, I need to start sharing the really bad places in my home, because I had been decluttering for almost a year before I started my channel, and publishing videos on here. So no one ever really saw my house in its worst condition. But I decided it's time for me to share the spare bedroom, which had become like basically a dumping ground. And I called it my doom room. I had already decided to declutter that room and share that room, and I was scared to do it, and I didn't know if I was going to be able to do it, because I had tried going in there and saying, okay, I'll just declutter one thing a day, I'll declutter 5 things a day, and I would go in there and I couldn't declutter anything. But I decided I'm going to do it, and so I decided to share that room. And at the last second again, because I am not a planner, and the last second again, it was going to be January, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do 50 a day in this room that I had going to declutter and share with you. And so I tried to keep it to 50 a day and not do like hundreds of things. So a couple times I did more, but most of the time I tried to keep it to 50, because at that point I wanted to show that you can get a lot done even if you're only doing this amount. So now I've been decluttering for almost 2 years. And by the way, I did get that room emptied out. But now I've been decluttering for almost 2 years. And again, I'm saying, I don't know if I can do 50 items a day, but it's for a different reason. In the beginning, it was because I didn't have any concept. I didn't know if I could do it. I failed every time in the past. And then the next time, I didn't know if I could do it because I was still learning and growing, and I had tried to do that room, and in the process of doing that room, I was realizing that my mindset had been changing, and so suddenly I was able to do that. Well, now another year has passed, and I'm not afraid that I can't declutter the things. I just don't know if I have that many things. So I think I probably do, but I don't know. And so that's where it is. It's like, I've been through this a couple of times before. I know it can get difficult. I know it can become a little overwhelming, but I'm going to do it again. And so this time, because now I've met people on YouTube, other creators, so I invited some of them to do it along with me. But this time I'm calling it more pick your number declutter challenge, because not everybody has enough stuff in their home that they could go around and declutter 50 items a day, right? Because some of them have already done their decluttering. So I said, you pick a number that is realistic for your situation, and that can be your number, your goal that you go for as you go through the month of January. And I said, even if it's 1 item a day, that's still enough, because that's what seems reasonable for you. And there's another lady who, she is still in the beginnings of her decluttering journey, basically, but she has a job, she has children, so 50 items a day may be too much for her. Even though she probably has the things, she doesn't have the time or the energy. And so she needs to pick one that's a number that's reasonable for her situation. So that's what we are going to be doing. Some of the other ladies are joining me, and we're each going to be posting our update videos in a way that suits our own schedule. So there's not going to be a playlist on a certain day of the week or something like that. It's just going to be one playlist, and we're each going to add our videos as we're ready for them, and it'll be posted at whatever time they usually post their videos. So it's not going to be, well, 11 o'clock is best for me, so y'all have to post it then. No, everybody's going to post it how they want. And if you want to go into the playlist, we'll have the playlist linked in our description boxes, and that way you can go in there at your leisure and check out the videos and see who's doing what. And there's going to be people, hopefully, if everybody can do it, because you never know, but if everybody can do it, there may be people who are doing 1 item a day, and they may post once or twice a week, or they may post just a beginning and an ending video, which I know a couple of people are going to do. And if that phone is ringing and it goes to a message, we'll just cut this part out because you don't want to hear that. But if it's not going to do that, I'm just going to keep talking and tell you what is going on. So anyway, so what we are going to do, like I said, is just post the videos as we each do them. Now, for myself, I'm doing today's video, telling you about it, and inviting you to do it along with us. If you want to, pick your own number, whatever is good for you. And you can let us know in the comments if you are doing it and what you've decluttered if you want to share. But remember, it's all about just fun and motivation. So I don't want anybody to declutter stuff they're not ready to declutter or anything just to meet a number. It's just a number for fun. And you're not failing. If you set a number and you don't get that many things, that's okay. Whatever you did get, that's all you need. And this is for people who want to declutter. So if you just like to watch the videos but you don't want to declutter, then you don't have to. You can just watch the videos. So this is not pressure. This is not about becoming a minimalist. This is just about if you have more stuff in your home and in your life than you want to have, and you want to let some of it go, and you just want to do it along with us and have a little fun. Don't declutter anybody else's stuff, and only declutter the stuff that you're ready to declutter. And if you want to declutter but you're not quite ready to start doing it yet, maybe this is a good time to start working into that mindset. Maybe go around and look through your house and just start seeing if there are some things that you might be ready to let go of. If you want to, put those in a box and call it a quarantine box, time will tell box, whatever you want to call it. But put it in a box and set it aside, and maybe put it where you won't see it, but where you can easily add to it. And then just keep adding to it through the month. And then when you get to the end of the month, revisit it and see if any of that stuff is stuff that you wanted to keep after all. If it's not, maybe you'll be ready to let it go. And I do that a lot of times with things, and especially early on. I actually had a whole room downstairs that I would take stuff and put it down there. I filled that room up more than once, and I cleaned that room out more than once. But it's cleaned out right now. But I put the things that I wasn't ready to say goodbye to, I put them in that room. And so that was kind of like my quarantine bin, but it was a room. So it's okay. However you need to do it, that's okay. If you are ready to let go of stuff, let it go. If you want to hang on to it just a little bit longer till you're sure, that's fine too. But what happens as you continue to declutter is you start seeing that you're more and more ready to let go of things. Now, I'll tell you also, everything counts. If it's trash, if it's in your way, if it's clutter, because sometimes we have things and we sit them around instead of tossing them in the trash bin or the recycling bin. Maybe not you, maybe it's your family, but whatever it is, if there's stuff sitting around and you don't need it because it's trash or recyclables, or if it's something that's broken, look for those things first and go ahead and get rid of those. And that can count as your 50 or towards your 50. Another thing that I do sometimes, if I'm really like at the end and I've got say I've got 45 things and I need 5 more to get to my 50, I'll go around and I'll see if there's trash in the trash cans, and I take that up and put that in the outside bin, and I count each one of them as one because I am actually decluttering that bag that all that trash is in. So it's legit, it counts. And it cleans up that little thing, and then I can refill that trash bin with a new trash liner. So you can make your own rules. There are no decluttering police. No one is going to come around and check it and make sure. If you've got a pile of paper clips and you count it as one, or if you've got a pile of paper clips and you count each one of those paper clips as one each, that's fine, however you want to do it. And you do not have to be consistent. You do not have to count them as one today and one tomorrow. If you count them as one today and tomorrow you count each one because you need to have 10, I'm okay with that. So do whatever you need to do. It's all for fun, and it's all to help you to get things that you want to take out of your house and remove from your house. It's all about letting all that stuff go. And I will say also, it's probably a good idea to have a plan of how you want to get these things out of your house, all the way out of your house. If it's trash or recyclables, put it in your trash bin or your recyclable bin, or however you need to do that. If it's things that you will take to give to someone or to donate to someone, have them in a box or a bag and have them ready to go, and have a plan for when you can actually follow through and get them gone, because you don't want to get to the end of January and have a pile of stuff, unless you just want to take a picture of it at the end of the month, which is what I'm planning to do. But I do not recommend doing that. I'm only doing that because of this challenge, and I'm doing it because I want you to be able to see at the end of the month, and I want to see at the end of the month just how much stuff that is. And if it gets too overwhelming even for me, I'll just take a picture of it halfway through and then we'll see 2 pictures, because you just got to be flexible. So anyway, if you've got something that you want to declutter around your house, grab your stuff and come on and let's do this together. And one more thing before I go. Well, 2 more things. One thing is, I hope y'all had a great holiday. Around here we celebrate Christmas, so I hope y'all had a Merry Christmas, and whatever holiday or vacation or whatever you guys had, I hope it was enjoyable. And also, welcome, because I saw that I have some new subscribers, and I want to say welcome to all of you. And now I am going to show you, I hope you grabbed your stuff so we can do this. I'm going to show you what I gathered for today, because today is December 31st. It is New Year's Eve, and I didn't want to go and grab a whole lot of stuff for today, right? And tomorrow people will be busy. So I just wanted to show you kind of what you can do if you have busy days. I had a stack of papers, and I went through them. I counted them. So I had 39 papers. Well, maybe 38. I don't know. I think I counted these 2 separate, but I had a couple of other things. So this was all going to go in the recycle bin, but it adds up to 40, okay? Well, I needed 10 more. So I went and pulled out the bread drawer, and there were 17 of these little twist ties in there. Hubby keeps those, and so I'm like, time to get rid of those. And so I have at least 50 items. So that is my 50 for today. So if y'all want to start today, if you want to start tomorrow and do January 1st through January 31st, or if you want to start on the 2nd and just do 30 days and call that a month, however you want to do it, it's okay. The whole point is just to get some stuff out of your home so that by February 1st, you can look back and go, look at what all I did. So now let me know in the comments if you did some decluttering along with me. And if you're going to do this challenge along with me, let me know how many items you are picking to do around your house. For now, I'll say goodbye. Love y'all. See you next time. I looked in all the crannies and I looked in all the nooks. I peeked in every box and bin, in every shelf of books. The cabinets, the drawers, every closet, bag, and purse. I went through every pocket, in the coats and pants and shirts. Everywhere I looked, I found a little something more that I did not declutter when I decluttered there before. And now I have a pile of things I'm sending on their way. That's how the clutter goes when you don't want it to stay.
What you doing, Pumpkin? Yeah? Are you going to declutter some stuff? Yeah.
It's time to start kicking some things to the curb. There we go. Yes. Losing my shoe. And I got snow. And it's windy. I could lose this thing, you know. It's not a football. The wind is coming toward me. Not the other way. And my shoe's getting wet. Ew. The snow has melted. It's been very cold. But we're going to kick a bunch of stuff to the curb. There we go. All right, join me. There you go. That was probably silly, but I don't care. It was fun.